Hello, Wonderhussy here. And yes, I am walking down the street in my bathrobe. But don't judge me, man. Listen, I've been a little stressed out lately between running around shooting all these videos, shooting the photos for my calendars, and the holiday season on top of it. And I just figured I needed a little staycation. And lucky for me, I happen to live in a town with some of the best hot springs in the entire world. In the entire world, I'm not kidding. Amongst connoisseurs of hot springs, the waters here in Tecopa, California are said to have the second highest mineral content of any hot spring in the world after Baden-Baden, Germany. And folks ascribe all kinds of medicinal and rejuvenating benefits to this water, so I figured I might as well take advantage of them. And so today, I'm going to soak and relax at Death Valley Hot Springs. What? You've never heard of Death Valley Hot Springs? Well, if you've ever been to Tecopa, you probably know it as Delights. It's the one with the little red windmill out front, and it's been here for something like 70 years. But it's under new management with a new name and new upgrades that I was curious to check out. I've stayed at Delights myself a few times over the years, and while the accommodations were frankly pretty busted, I loved the quirky vibe. So I was glad to see that the new management kept all those funky old antiques out front. The windmill, the vintage Ford pickup, the old Surrey, and the abandoned laundromat in a Quonset hut. Anyone need to do some laundry? The only thing missing is the barbecue joint, which sadly closed down last year, but is soon to reopen as a taqueria, serving beer and wine. I can't wait. I mean, out here in the middle of nowhere, there's not a lot of options for dining, and so having a taco place down the street is going to be a game changer. Anyway, there are several places to soak in Tecopa, but I've always liked this place because it has the most beautiful views of the desert. And it's the only resort in town where you can soak outdoors in the fresh air, either in one of the private tubs or in the beautiful hot spring swimming pool. Although it's definitely rustic, it is an actual resort with tent campsites, RV hookups, and a variety of accommodations ranging from rental RVs and funky little bungalows to actual houses, which are unequivocally the most upscale accommodations in town. Okay, I've never stayed in any of these places, but I had a friend come out here once who loves the hot springs, but he's also kind of a snob about accommodations, and he tried a couple of the places here in town and the beds weren't comfortable enough for him, so he rented this place once, and it was really nice. I think it's 3 bedrooms with like a full gourmet kitchen, all the appliances if you want to cook your own meal, because remember, we are out here in the middle of nowhere and there aren't very many places to get food, especially until that taco place opens. Since I'm not much of a cook, and I was really only here for the hot springs anyway, I didn't need anything fancy. I could have just gotten a day pass, but I wanted to check out the cabins. I'd heard they'd been renovated since the last time I stayed here 10 years ago. Okay, I got my key. I'm in cabin number 6. But before I check into the room, let's just take a little tour around the grounds so you can see exactly how awesome this place is. I mean, whether or not they made any changes, I've just always really liked this spot because it's one of those classic, quirky, funky desert destinations that are right up my alley. Okay, here's the office where you check in, whether you're staying overnight in one of the rooms or if you're just coming here for the day. Because we're only about 90 miles from Las Vegas and about 35-40 miles from Pahrump. It's an easy day trip if you're looking for some place to just get away and relax in total solitude. Okay, now that I'm away from that fountain, Listen how quiet it is here. And that's because we are literally on the edge of nowhere. This is the view from the back of the resort, and all you can see in pretty much any direction is pure, beautiful desert desolation with this interesting white poof dirt all over the ground that almost looks like a light coating of fresh snow, but is really some kind of salts that come out of the groundwater. Remember, this is allegedly the home of the hot springs with the second highest mineral content in the entire world. Anyway, they have this awesome little bench and patio here that you can sit on and just contemplate the view. You know, if you're from the big city or someplace where it's always noisy, the sound of sirens and traffic, well, you can sit down here and just enjoy the silence. So peaceful. But I didn't come here to sit on a bench looking at the view all day. I came here to soak. But before I go for a soak, I need to go check out my room. Now, the last time I stayed here was back in 2015. And back then, these little cabins were in pretty rough shape. But I heard they'd been updated, and they did look pretty tidy from the outside. Okay, let's see what the room itself looks like. Oh my God, look at this. It's like seeing an old friend that you haven't seen in a bunch of years. But normally when you see someone you haven't seen for many years, they look worse for wear. But this place looks like it just got back from a spa or something. It looks 20 years younger. Okay, I think they did an absolutely adorable job of updating these rooms, okay? They've got a new bed, new nightstands, new little lamps, beautiful painting of Death Valley on the wall, and a mini split, which would come in handy not just in the summertime when it's hotter than blazes out here, but also in the winter, man. I'm here to tell you, it gets real cold in the desert at night, and yeah, of course you can go soak in the hot water, but when you want to come back to your room and get cozy in bed, it's nice to know you can warm the place up. Okay, let's see what's back in here. Oh, it's like a little kitchen area. Look at that. You get a microwave. Oh, you get a coffee maker. You got a little refrigerator. You got a little wet bar. Cocktails. And there's a coat rack for hanging your bathrobe, your towels. I can't imagine anyone would bring a bunch of clothes out here, because what's the point of bringing anything other than a bathrobe when you're coming to a hot springs? Well, I guess if you wanted to go get a taco or something, you might not want to walk around town in your bathrobe like me. Anyway, here's the bathroom. I mean, it's the little details that count, right? Wow, even the blinds are updated. And these aren't them cheap Venetian blinds either. Very nice kind of shutters. Let's see how the linens are. You know, that's how you can usually tell how nice a place is. Oh, well, these are pretty nice sheets, plenty of pillows, and towels. Don't forget to bring a towel. Man, I love that they kept the original old plaster walls in this room. I mean, if you ever came here before they remodeled it, well, you'll remember how old these little cabins are. I don't know when they were built, but I want to say at least 60, 70 years ago. And so even though the room is much nicer and fancier now with the shutters and the mini split and the artwork and the new furniture, I think it's really cool that they still kept a little touch of the way this place used to be. Anyway, I came here to soak, so let's soak. Now, like I said, I'm a fan of soaking outdoors in the fresh air, which is why I like this place best. They have that amazing hot spring swimming pool. The only downside is you have to wear a swimsuit in the pool area, but there's also 4 private soaking tubs where you can shed that magic bikini. And while these tubs are walled off for privacy, the roof is open to let in fresh air. One of them is totally open and it's great for stargazing, but unfortunately, someone was using it, so I couldn't peek in. But that was okay because it was such a beautiful sunny day that I wanted to lay by the pool first anyway. This right here is by far the best feature of this place and the best hot spring in town, in my opinion. Look at this. It's like a resort style swimming pool full of warm spring water and little hot springs all around the edge. Oh my God, I feel really rude filming here when there's other people soaking, but I actually got permission from the new management here to come shoot this video and help them promote it, so hopefully nobody gets mad at me. Anyway, I'm gonna get in the friggin' pool. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so good. Oh. Feels amazing. I would guess the temperature of the main pool is probably 100. Dang it, I forgot to bring my thermometer again. Well, either way, it's not quite as hot as I normally like it when I soak, although I have been here in the summertime and it feels amazing. But if you want something hotter, well, there's hot springs all around the edge of this pool. Unfortunately, there's people in all of them right now, so I can't get in one. But I can go in one of those private rooms. The only bummer about those private rooms is you can't see this amazing view. When you're out here in the pool, you can see the beautiful desert just beyond, which is absolutely one of the selling points of this place. Cheers. Man, it's hard to get out of this pool, but I do want to get out of this swimsuit. Okay, let's go in room number 1 and let's close the door so I can get out of this wet magic bikini. But first, since I came here for a spa experience, I'm gonna scrub myself off in the shower with this natural soap I brought. Okay, all the water from these pools and showers flow into the marsh across the highway, and you don't want to put any harmful chemicals or, you know, funky ingredients, so I brought this handmade natural soap somebody sent me. So I'm gonna scrub myself off thoroughly in the shower first. Okay, since I'm doing Death Valley Spa Day, I might as well do a healing bentonite clay mask. They harvest this stuff from the desert right around here, and you can buy this online. It's called Aztec Secret, even though there aren't any Aztecs within 10,000 miles of here. And it's a powder that you then mix with water to make a paste that you can smear all over your face. And they say that this stuff is really good because bentonite clay draws out all the toxins in your body, okay? Bentonite clay has a lot of industrial applications for leaching out toxic chemicals out of old mines, or I'm not sure what all they use it for, but I guess it has the same effect on your body. Okay, let's get in. Oh, this tub is so much warmer than that swimming pool. Again, I really wish I had my thermometer with me, but I guess it's not like I can't just come back another day since I do live right down the street. Anyway, I would guess this water is probably about 103, 104. In other words, the perfect temperature to soak away all your cares. You know, all the drama of the city, all the traffic, all the noise, all the politics. You don't have to worry about any of that out here. You just let the water wash all your cares away. Ooh, it's real hot coming out of here. And what a flow. I guess that's why these tubs are so clean. I mean, look how clear this water is, because the flow through rate is pretty good. I mean, this pipe here is sucking it out pretty much at the same rate as this thing is filling it up. So The clean water is coming in constantly, and I guess that's why this tub feels so clean. Now, speaking of clean, some of you who've been here before might notice that the walls are blank. Okay, there used to be these really funky, colorful murals on the walls here, like these sort of psychedelic desert escapes, which I thought were completely awesome, but I guess when they were remodeling this place, the walls had structural damage, and so to repair the walls, unfortunately, they had to bust up those beautiful murals, and they painted the walls stark white, which actually doesn't bother me at all, because the first time I came here in late 2009, that's right, I came here like 16 years ago, and the walls were white back then too, so this just kind of reminds me of the way this place used to be. Although I will say, the tubs are much nicer now. Hot cocoa with a little bit of Kahlua in it. Don't tell anyone, but I'm trying to replenish the toxins as fast as this bentonite clay sucks them out of my body. Well, I guess this will be my chance to find out if this stuff really works, because if this clay really is sucking the toxins out, then I feel like I shouldn't get a buzz. Isn't that the way these things work? Oh, look at that. Looks like it's getting towards sunset already. And like I said, that's the one downside of soaking in these indoor tubs, is you can't see the beautiful desert. So I feel like I should probably get out of here, even though it means putting my wet magic bikini back on. Well, wait a minute. I know what I'll do. I'll get out and I'll just put on my bathrobe and I'll go sit on that bench and watch the sunset. Remember, it can only be seen by the eyes of the unclean. Oh, look at that. I guess these people are renting that cabin over there, and they have a little campfire going in their fire pit. Can you imagine anything more awesome than having a campfire in front of your own little cabin at this hot spring resort at the edge of the universe? I mean, that's what it feels like. I think I've made a couple videos about different hot springs that I called hot springs at the edge of the universe. But this place here might take the cake in terms of sheer desolation. I mean, there is absolutely nothing out here but the moon, the hills, and the poof dirt. Hard to believe we're only 90 miles from Las Vegas. You could be here within an hour and a half of landing at Harry Reid Airport. Isn't that wild? This feels so completely removed from all that chaos. Isn't that beautiful? I think that might be a full moon. I can't remember if it's supposed to be a full moon tonight or tomorrow or what, but whether or not it's 100% full, it's 100% awesome. Oh, boy, I feel like this mask is totally dry now, and it has sucked out whatever toxins I pumped into myself while I was here on my Death Valley staycation. So I guess I should go into one of the showers and wash this crap off my face. I mean, healing minerals. Okay, whether or not you ascribe any healing or medicinal powers to the desert and its natural hot springs, you can't dispute the therapeutic effects of being outdoors in nature. And Death Valley Hot Springs is a great place to experience the desert without totally roughing it. It's the perfect balance between a comfortable hotel and a quirky adventure. How do I look? Okay, well, unfortunately, as much as I'd love to spend the night in this cozy little room, relaxing, reading, sleeping, basically doing anything other than watching television, which there is none, which I personally think is awesome and is actually one of my favorite things about this place. Anyway, as much as I'd love to stay the night here, I have to get up real early tomorrow morning to go to Vegas, and I do live right down the street, so why would I want to get their sheets dirty and make more work for their housekeepers when I could just go home and sleep in my own bed? But I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty dang cozy. And I could go back and soak in that beautiful swimming pool off and on pretty much all night long. But I'm just gonna go ahead and walk home. Because after all, it's not like I can't just come back here and soak any time I want. All right, instead of walking back the way I came here on the paved road, I'm gonna take the scenic route. Okay, out back near that bench where we sat and watched the sunset, there's a little trail and a little gate leading out into the beautiful open desert. And because of the full moon, despite the fact that there aren't any street lights out here, I don't even need a flashlight. Look at the ground, isn't that wild? It looks like it's covered in snow, but it's just the poof dirt. The salty crust on the poof dirt looks like a freshly fallen, silent shroud of snow. I am a rock. I am an island. Okay, I'll stop profaning the silence of the desert night with my caterwauling now. Man, even with the moonlight, it's pretty dark out here. I mean, if I pan over towards the mountains, you can see a glow in the sky, and that's Las Vegas. Like I said, we're only 90 minutes from the Vegas airport. But if I continue panning back over towards the resort, you can see that the skies are perfectly dark. And if the moon wasn't out, well, you would definitely be able to see the Milky Way. And that's something you just don't see very many places anymore. Okay, man, I'm gonna stop yakking and start walking, because once I got out of those hot springs, whew, it is cold out here. But I sure did enjoy my mini staycation at Death Valley Hot Springs, which, no matter what they call it, is still totally delightful.